Hello, how are you? Today I'm going to do the first video of a two-part video. So I have these two pieces of wood. They're actually not from the exact same slice out of a tree, but I wanted to show what it looked like when you turn it from one side or the other, and you'll understand what I'm talking about in a second. But they're basically each a half a slice out of a tree, and I'm going to turn one as a regular bowl, and the other one's going to be a live edge bowl with the bark on top. So this will be the first one. The first one's going to end up being the regular bowl. So here are the two pieces of wood, and they're basically, a slice out of a tree. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the one with this being the top of the bowl, and the other one, I love the way this goes up, so I'm going to do this with the top of the bowl with the bark on it. And then this obviously be the bottom and the bottom. All right, so the first thing we have to do though is to cut off the corners. I mean, it's not 100% that you have to do that, but it will save you a good amount of time when you're on the lathe trying to get it to a true round. So if you cut the corners off, it's a better idea. Now, unfortunately, this is going to be the bottom, the flat edge. You have to cut, because you have to put this on the bandsaw with the flat side down. So trying to find a circle in this is a little difficult. So what I have done is I made all these cardboard rounds. We eat pizza. I love it. This is an 8-inch bowl, 10 and a half, 11 and a half, and your guess is as good as mine. Probably 12-inch. Anyway, I think that the 8.5 or the 8-inch is probably going to be the best bet. So each one of these, if you look closely, has a hole in there to mark the center. I'm going to put this on where I can see that it has clearance all the way around. It doesn't have to be perfect center, but I need it to have clearance all the way around. I'm going to put the awl in the center, just stamp it in a little bit, and then use a marker to give me a rough idea of where the corners need to be cut to. Right, we'll end up using that on the other one, but I believe this one's going to end up being in a 10.5-inch bowl. So, as you can see, you've got black magic marker going all the way around to the circle. And that's just about exactly where it should be. All right, and what I'm going to do now is bring this over to the bandsaw and cut the corners off. Okay, so we have a partially round. Much better than all the squares, all the corners. Now I'm going to use this again, what I did already. I put this here, took the awl, made a hole where it was the center. I then took my faceplate that I'm going to be using. I found the center dot, lined it up, found it, looking through, and marked where all the screw holes have to be. Okay, getting these all screwed in. All set to go on the lathe. This spoke. There we go. Whew. It's my workout for the day already. All right.
you can clearly see through what I'm talking about when I say the ghost image, how you can see my arm and the front of my smock through parts of the bowl. Where you can see through is extra material that has to eventually be cut off.
See, you want to look at the horizon. Dark lines you see going around are not shadows. That's where the bark is filled. So you have to get it to a point where those are gone. Why does it seem like this is loose? Oh, it is. I'm not liking that. No. Okay. Change it back. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I forgot to ever turn the camera back on. Sorry. Okay. Just a hair wider than this. slightly concave. So that it sits, when it sits on the table, it sits on the outer rim. I don't want it to be a weeble that'll wobble all over. Perfect. Okay. Okay, now my little tool that I made, chiseling out the shape. Should be good. It has to be cleaned up a little. I didn't do so good cleaning it. You don't want to have any kind of ridges or whatever, so that when the chuck sits, when this sits in the chuck, you want it to be a really tight fit. You don't want to have any kind of ridges or anything that's going to keep it from having a complete bond. More of an angle. We are good. I think we're golden. Okay. I think what I would like to do, I'm not sure how that's going to work. Well, these are kind of pretty, these like star things. Maybe I don't want to cut them off. I was going to go all the way in and make it like, but kind of liking that. All right, so maybe we leave that and I just smooth out the side. Make sure it's like shaped the way I want it to look. What I look at is the horizon, not where the chisel is. So you see how fine these are. I'm just skimming the edges. I'm not actually changing the shape. Pretty good. I got a line there, you see. But other than that, it's looking pretty smooth. Oh, look at that, a big chunk right there, so I'm gonna have to take this in. Well, that might come out when we do the inside. Let's go a little faster, but move the chisel slower. All right, now I have a bowl gouge. See what a bowl gouge looks like. Okay, it's like a scoop. And I'm just using the top edge and just skim coating, trying to get rid of any lines. So I'm barely touching it. That looks, I feel like I have more lines than I started with. Yeah, I just want to get this one right here in the middle. Otherwise it's going to take me forever to sand it. Alright, there's no large indent now. I think the rest of that will come off with sanding. Okay. Now, I'm liking it. I'm going to call this the sun bowl. It looks like a sun bowl. Do you see that? Yeah, I like it. Hopefully not too much of that comes off when I get the thing going. All right, time for a lot of noise. I'll lower the volume on the video, but it's time to sand. Spots. Smooth. Okay, cool. All right. Time to turn it around. Okay, everything is turned around. Ready to go at the other side. I'm going to do the little trick I've been taught. You take a drill bit. You measure how deep you want the center to be on the bowl. And you put a pilot hole in there.